When working with your American colleagues, you talk about two things: work and everyday subjects. Talking about work is easy. Well, easier. You have the technical vocabulary, and many of the words are the same in French and in English. The difficult thing is to make small talk. Small talk. Little social discussions about everyday subjects. I'm Christina, and you're watching Speak Better, Feel Great TV, the place to boost your English and boost your career. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple technique that you can use to make small talk around the coffee machine with your American colleagues. You ready? When making small talk, there are two major challenges: having vocabulary and having something to say. Today, you're going to learn how to start a conversation with confidence without needing a ton of complex vocabulary. How? With the R method. It's a 3-step structure that makes it easy to start a conversation confidently. R, A-R-E, stands for anchor, reveal, encourage. Let's look at each part and then we'll put it into action, and you'll even have a chance to practice. A is for anchor. Start the conversation by anchoring it in the situation that you and your partner are both sharing. This is just a simple sentence to break the ice. For example, if you're at a restaurant with a colleague, you can comment on the restaurant. Something simple like, "Oh, I like the art they have on the walls." Or, the dessert menu looks delicious. Don't worry about making comments that are boring or superficial. You and the other person both know that this exchange is just to break the silence and transition into the real conversation. R is for reveal. Say something about yourself that is related to your anchor sentence. In the restaurant scenario, you might say, "I don't know much about art, but I do like the museum in town. It's quite nice." Or, "My husband makes a really good tiramisu. Maybe I'll get the tiramisu for dessert and compare." You're giving some personal information about yourself, so you start to create a connection with your colleague. You're also giving them something they can respond to continue the conversation. E for encourage. Now, encourage them to continue the conversation by asking a question related to your anchor and reveal sentences. For example, "Do you think you'll have a chance to do any sightseeing while you're here?" Or, "Do you ever make desserts at home?" Of course, you'll need to continue the conversation. You can alternate between questions and comments after the other person says something. Don't just ask questions, because you'll sound like a police interrogator. And don't just offer comments, because you're not really inviting the other person to continue talking. Alternate between the two and you'll keep the conversation going. Now, let's practice. Here's the scenario. After a meeting, you're taking a break at the coffee machine with your American colleague, Bob, from the Boston office. You both have your coffee and you're standing around a table in the break area. You want to start the conversation. Find something to say following the R structure and say it out loud for yourself. I'll guide you. Anchor your conversation. Go ahead. Now, reveal something about yourself. Finally, encourage Bob to continue. Here's a sample conversation starter. Looks like a lot of people decided to take their break at the same time today. Normally, it's not this crowded. I always have a break in the middle of the afternoon. Do you have coffee breaks like this in the Boston office? Then you can continue talking about office culture, your typical day at work, etc. Or another possibility. That meeting was really long. I think the longest meeting I've ever attended was 4 hours long. It was hard to concentrate. What about you? What's the longest meeting that you've ever attended? Then you can continue talking about what makes good and bad meetings, the different subjects of interesting or boring meetings you've attended, etc. Let's try another scenario. You're at a restaurant for lunch with Jenny, who's visiting you from the Chicago office. You've just ordered your food. You can't wait in silence, so you start a conversation. Again, I'll guide you, but say something out loud to yourself. Anchor your conversation. Go ahead. Now, reveal something about yourself. Finally, encourage Jenny to continue. Here's a sample conversation starter. The weather's nice today. When it's nice on weekends, I like to go hiking or skiing with my family, depending on the season. What do you like to do on the weekend? Or if, for example, the restaurant has clafoutis aux cerises on the menu of the day. Last weekend, there was a cherry festival in the little village near here. We went with my family and they had some really good cherry desserts. Do they have food festivals like that in Chicago? So to recap, if you want to start a conversation with your American colleague on a general, everyday subject, use the R structure. Anchor, reveal, encourage. Don't worry about using long, complex sentences. And we'll look at vocabulary for common small talk topics in future Speak Better, Feel Great videos. So feel free to send me your suggestions of topics. If you made it to the end of this video, congratulations! You made it to the end of one of the longest Speak Better, Feel Great TV videos. I imagine you watched it until the end because the subject was interesting for you. If you want future videos, sign up to get a new one each week at ChristinaRebuffet.com. Additionally, if you have a colleague who could benefit from this very practical video, send them a link to it. Don't just like it on LinkedIn or Facebook. Send them a personal email. They'll thank you for it. Finally, tell me, what subjects do you want to be able to talk about with your American colleagues? I'll prepare some vocabulary videos in the future to help you have the vocabulary you need to feel confident in small talk conversations. I'm Christina from Speak Better, Feel Great TV. See you next time.